Going on air. This hangout on air is live.
Sure is.
All right, I just like to see ourselves on the YouTube thing, but we're live.
It lags.
Yeah, there is the lag and an error occurred. So anyway, welcome everybody to our first episode or podcast of Class vs. Crass. Probably going to be a lot of technical difficulties because it is our first show. But the goal of this show, Shawn and I get together, let's say every week, we're going to try for this. Throw out some topics in the Nintendo world, a few non-gaming topics, and we just talk it out with you guys there to pitch in your thoughts or suggest any topics you want of your own. So it's pretty simple. No really format other than that. So my first question, or actually, how are you, Shawn? I guess we should, check in on you. How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
Oh shit, I need to find the control panel to. Here we go. Shawn is here as well, so I have to actually toggle who we're looking at. So you're all pretty for the cam now?
I'm good.
All right. Okay, first topic, Shawn, I've got is mobile gaming. What do you think is the future of mobile gaming? Is it here to stay? Is it a dying thing? And should Nintendo get involved in some way?
Mobile gaming is for the crowd that was like on the Wii, like the casual. Mobile gaming will never be like a hardcore gaming thing. It could be a supplement, but I mean, when you look at it, like if mobile gaming was doing what analysts would like you to think it was doing, then like 3DSs and Vitas wouldn't sell. Period. Like period. And obviously that's not happening. So I think it's a nice supplement. I think a lot of companies use it to kind of supplement income, especially companies like Squaresoft, because they can't sell a damn thing with their high ass development costs. That's why they remaster everything. But no, I have no interest in mobile gaming. I think mobile gaming is, for lack of a better term, bullshit. Like, I would like a dedicated device for gaming. Why am I going to waste my cell phone battery to play a game when I actually use it to like do stuff with it? So it's a diversion, but it's not a replacement thing. Should Nintendo get involved in it?
Hold up.
To what extent?
Hold up before you get into that second topic. Two topics here. So do you even play mobile gaming? Do you have anything on your phone that you actually play today, or have you ever had a game?
Yes, I have had a game.
Which one?
I don't remember what it was because I played it for 5-10 minutes. I mean, like sometimes like once in a while I will download like a free game and just play it for a little bit. And then I'm like, hey, this is stupid. I'm wasting my battery. I don't have a controller. Oh, but you could buy a controller. Yeah, because that's what I want to do. I want to have a janky ass controller attached to my cell phone, which is attached to my pocket. Like, no. And no, it doesn't work for me. I have no interest in it. Like, I will download a free game just to play it for 2 minutes and then goodbye. Like,
Yeah. So here's my take on it. For mobile gaming, I've probably played more mobile games than you. I've downloaded a bunch. I'm a fan of those strategy games you get where you build up your town and attack other things. But I feel like it doesn't hook you long enough. I'll play it for a few months, but then obviously it's either, there's a limit on mobile. You can't get it too complicated, right? You don't have the controller. So after a few months, you either have to pay for it or you just drop it.
well, and yeah, that's the thing too, is the microtransactions. Like, that's how they make their money with these mobile games. So I think a lot of people don't realize that. And then you got dumbasses on your Facebook friends list. Hey man, can you give me a knife for Candy Crush Saga? Like, go swallow a shotgun. I don't have time for this. Like, proceed though.
I was one of those people on.
God, I would delete.
I was not. I
people
would
of
not.
that.
No, I would not ask my friends. I would ask the friends that were in on it, and we would trade lives. But that lasted a month or two, and then I saw the light.
That's so stupid. I mean, that is how advertisements and microtransactions are how those games sustain themselves. And the thing of it is, for every success, like a Flappy Bird or whatever dumbass commercial you see on television, there's literally like a million failures. So a lot of developers, I think, don't really realize that. Like the money, it's either you're going to make a bunch of money or you ain't making nothing. Like you're losing out the ass. So, and there's never going to be a unified platform for it. Like even now, I mean, it's Google. I mean, not Google. It's Android and iOS. So there's never going to be a unified platform for it, and it seems like a waste of time. Like the what did they do? The Final Fantasy on the mobile? Did you see that? You have to like if your character dies, you either have to buy him back to life or wait 3 real-world days. Like,
What?
piss
That's
off,
crazy.
dude. What the hell is this?
How
Yeah,
much? How much
swear to
did you?
God.
So there was like no Phoenix Downs that you could just use.
No, I think you had to like buy them with real-world currency or something like that, and it was like it only cost like $1 or something to bring your character back to life. But that is the stupidest thing in the world.
Dude,
Like,
$1 is
oh
expensive. Like
God.
how many? Like these are the old Final Fantasies that they're re-releasing on the mobile platforms, right?
Well, they're similar. They're similar but dumbed down. But
Okay,
because
because
like
you would die a
I
lot.
watched a yeah I watched a video on it and they broke it down like the pricing structure like if you played it like a normal person would and I was just like "Psh, whatever. I mean, but then again that goes into a whole nother subgenre of topics to talk about.
So part of my question, we're going to get into whether Nintendo should jump in the mobile platform. But what do you think mobile gaming is kind of a fad that hit its peak in the last few years, probably with Candy Crush, and we're just going to see it decline from here, or do you think it's made its territory, it's here to stay in the size that it is?
Well, I think it could be a fad and still be sustainable. But do I think it's gonna go to another plateau? Mm, not now. I mean, I just don't see until they get like marquee franchise because you got to think of it. What's the reason you buy a console? Because you like what they offer. You like Halo, so you buy something from Microsoft. You like Metal Gear. He's not a thing anymore. Who the hell does Sony have? Infamous. You like Infamous, so you buy a Sony. You like Mario, you buy a Nintendo. They're never gonna have key franchises like that built from the ground up. So I don't think it'll ever be a bigger platform than a mobile gaming device would be. I mean, Nintendo is supposed to be out of the gaming hardware for handhelds, ever since the Game Gear dropped when it was, so much better. It's obviously not technical. It's obviously how it works. I think casual people will always play mobile games just as a time waster. But I don't think it'll ever surpass anything worth noting. Maybe on a downcline, but I don't know. I don't study the mobile game market because in order for me to take interest to study something, I have to like it, and if I don't like it, then
Yeah, so I think that right now there
I
is no
don't
key
care about it.
franchise. Like we got Trout98 in the chat saying, "What about Clash? Clash of Clans is big. It is." Um, I got into a game similar to Clash of Clans called oh shit, what was it? Samurai Siege. I was in that a year ago, and I felt like out of all the mobile games I had tried, they had nailed what mobile gaming should be. There was a story arc that you would go through. You didn't have to pay anything, and you would unlock like characters for your army by playing the story. Then you would build up your base, and everything was fine. Like the pacing was fine. You didn't have to wait like 3 days to do something useful. You didn't have to pay money. You could, or you could compete in tournaments to get things that would speed up your stuff. But never did I feel like I had to pay. And they were just constantly adding new things. So I think you're not going to see the Mario's. You're not going to see the same kind of the Mario's or the Halos, the same kind of game development. But like there is, I think, a type of game that fits mobile, such as these Clash of Clans, uh, uh, what is it, Candy Crush, those sorts of games. And I think someone could like eventually come in with a franchise, build it up, but they would be limited. Like there's only so much you can do with a touchscreen. That's my view on it.
I mean, maybe. Like I said, I don't. Mobile gaming could go to hell for all I care. Like, I don't want to play Candy Crush. I don't want to play Clash of Clans. I want to play like, real video games. So
I understand. So that leads me into the next part. Nintendo getting involved in mobile gaming, very controversial topic. Previously, some people are either on board and others are like, no, this is stupid. And I know which side you're on. So Nintendo Mobile Gaming, I think they should try it. You shoot. What do you
Okay.
think?
Okay. What's the benefit? What's the benefit? Who's gonna buy Nintendo games on a mobile platform without a freaking controller? Those people are already running emulators on their phone, which suck because you're sitting there like, I don't have any buttons, but this works fine. No, go kill yourself. It doesn't work fine. Buy a damn 3DS, get the Virtual Console release, and use it like a normal human being would. Or hack your 3DS. I don't care, but no. Mobile games are stupid. Like, if it was the most basic thing, like, okay, like if it was a Pokemon card trading game, isn't that already on mobile? That's on iPad. So see, there you go. It's already on iPad. So
And that's where I'm
as long
I'm
as
saying it can work.
okay, as long as it's
to the proper game type.
yeah, okay. I could somewhat agree with that as long as it's not something that interests me. Like if it's a main story game or something like that, then no, that's bullshit. But if it's some little stupid time waster like 95% of games are um, on the iPhone, whatever, then no. I mean,
All right, what if it was
I do like I think well, I think Nintendo could do mobile without actually doing games. You know what I'm saying?
I don't. What do you mean?
Like, I don't know. Like, okay, what about like an ebook or something? Do they already
Like
have those? I do.
Mario story time on your phone? Like, what do you mean?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. No, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't like. You think my editing skills are bad? Like, my knowledge of editing is that 1,000 times of mobile games because I just think they're all bullshit. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, shouldn't it, like if they want to do a little diversion in mobile gaming, sure. If it's a full on thing, then no, that's a waste of time and money. And I think they realize that because the only companies really embracing mobile gaming are the ones that are bleeding money, like Squaresoft. So, take that as it is.
Yeah, so I don't think that they should port any of their games to the mobile platform. But like you were saying, they have the Pokemon trading card game on the freaking Apple Store, and it's working. So why not attach franchises to mobile style games? And this is ridiculous. I'm gonna pick like kind of an extreme. Flappy Bird. Put who's a good flapping character? Like if you put Star Fox with Flappy Bird, you got to keep him hovering.
Go to hell.
Terrible example.
Go to hell.
Let's say they would tie these simple mobile games with Nintendo franchises, but then reward you on the consoles. So let's say it was Star Fox, Flappy Bird, and the more points you got, you could transfer those to your 3DS or Wii U version of Star Fox game, and that would give you more currency, let's say, to buy stuff. So then you would have an incentive when you're away at home, you're on a lunch break or washroom break, whatever. Hey, let's rack up some points and get some currency for the main game.
No, I hate that idea, and no, I don't like it. That's like the Jaw freeway. It's just not a good. It's not a good thing.
Do you think it would ruin Nintendo's reputation?
Yeah. Yes. Like that'd be like you see Sony logos in Number Muncher 64. Like no. Stupid. Mario maybe like Mario, Toad, Luigi, Princess Peach, those people okay. But if no one else. Oh, is that Thursday?
It is
I don't
Thursday.
know my days.
Yeah. So everyone asking if Jules is in the chat. Yeah. What? Sorry. Go ahead.
No Jules. That's on Thursday. That's our big thing. There's a ton of people here. A Miiverse app, a mobile app for Animal Crossing Wii U. Shit like that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. And
I get down with that.
Just going to take a little pause here. There's a lot more people in the chat now. So, guys, to avoid any confusion, there is the Indie Corner live chat happening this Thursday, where we will have Jules Watson joining us as well. I hope I pronounced his name right. And we have another few other devs, RC Maniacs, Luvian. Consider this a little commercial, as well as the developer of SteamWorld Dig, and we have one more, which
SteamWorld.
just SteamWorld, and we have one more developer, which his name is escaping me at the time. That is Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Tonight, what it is, we have this new podcast that Shawn and I are trying out. Probably going to do it on a weekly basis. And this is just Shawn and I each bring about 2 topics to the table, hash it out. We often have very different point of views. Shawn and I don't always agree on just about anything. So we pick a Nintendo topic, toss it at each other, share our thoughts, invite you guys to join the conversation in the chat, and we just hash it out. And also sometimes we'll touch up on some non-gaming topics as well. All right, and that's the end of that little intermission. So were you done your last thought, Shawn? Sorry about that. Oh man, is there a lag?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, so your topic.
A little bit. My topic for you is, what do you think about Amiibo scalping? Do you think it's a real problem, or is it just something that's, based on initial supply and demand?
Amiibo scalping, well, of course I'm against it. I hate it. I am a victim of Amiibo scalping. I used to be a big collector back until I lost interest in hoarding things into a room. But the Amiibo craze did get to me when I found out about Marth Villager and Wii Fit Trainer, getting rare. Then I went out to the store one morning and hit up 10 stores trying to find them. Didn't find them. Knew a friend who had it, was selling it for $25, and I bought it knowing full well that, I was supporting something that is stupid. Since then, things have gone much worse. I think just today we announced that Wave 3 is already sold out. All the pre-orders for every Amiibo in Wave 3 is gone. You just can't order them anymore. And who knows how much Nintendo's going to release. Now, the Amiibo scalpers make sense. They're business people. They want to make money. It makes sense to them. I think Nintendo is aware of it. Whether they were aware of it or not, I think enough time has passed that they would be able to start correcting it. And I think it's to their advantage, to Nintendo's advantage, to have a supply and demand issue, because all of a sudden it raises the interest in the Amiibo and it makes their product look more worthwhile. So when they do launch a new wave, bam, everyone sucks them up, whether it's scalpers or not. I would like to see Nintendo, open the floodgates, meet demand, to pretty much give the big middle finger to these scalpers. If there's anyone hoarding hundreds of rare Amiibos just to sell them at 20% profit, screw you, guy. I hope they get screwed over in the end.
I mean, yes and no. People are gonna be pissed at what I think of it. I mean, first off, if you're gonna take the time to sit there and buy all these damn things, okay, let me go all the way back. First off, I don't understand the whole point of collecting them all. I buy the ones that interest me.
You gotta
I'm
catch them all,
interested in Star Fox. I got Star Fox. No, it's not freaking Pokemon. You don't even know what the hell these things are going to do a year from now. They're probably just going to sit there on the shelf or something, like the freaking vitality sensor or something.
Right there.
I don't get it, I guess. And so I mean, if people are going to take the time and effort to buy them, then I guess theoretically they could sell them for whatever they want. But Nintendo should see, the whole thing is okay, let's say they make 1 million more Wii Fit trainers. Are there really 1 million people in the world who are like, oh man, I need Wii Fit trainer, dude. That's gonna be the greatest thing. No, see, that's the thing. That's why I would say they kind of messed it up when they said that they were gonna do an Amiibo for every Smash character, because now you have all these characters that you're not gonna use. You're not going to use Wii Fit Trainer outside of a Wii Fit game, which is, not going to happen anytime soon. You're not going to use Duck Hunt Dog outside of Smash. So, I mean, it becomes a novelty more so than a functionality. So, I don't know.
I think the greatest
I
appeal of the
think
amiibo is the
Amiibo,
novelty.
I think the Amiibo scalping.
I think I'm losing you.
No, can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
All right. The whole reason that Amiibo scalping exists is because people let it exist. Like if somebody sits there and buys the stupid thing for $90, then that's why it exists because they went out and bought it for $90. Like don't. Like as bad as you want it, don't. Like have some restraint, have some common sense. So
All right. Well, I mean, in the
I
amiibo collector's defense, like the problem maybe here is that there is a market missing. All of the like most people are not buying these to put them on their Wii U scanner and actually play with them. Like I believe in that. I think there's a market for Nintendo figures, whether they be action figures, and friggin' like tap that market. Where else can you get so many Nintendo franchise characters? Like other than unless you buy like a collectible item from like Gentle Giant or something, which will cost you like $200. Like I think a lesson from this, and maybe once they make it like they cash out on amiibos, is just launch a Nintendo character line where you have Wii Fit Trainer, the Marth, and I apologize. I have a very noisy cat here that's never shuts up. But yeah, I think there's a market for Nintendo figures. Like Wave 3 has Mega Man. When's the last time you saw a Mega Man figure? Like as soon as I saw that, I pre-ordered because
that's
anything
not
Mega Man is like
but that's not Nintendo's fault. That's Capcom's fault.
granted, it is Capcom's fault. They did own the rights and everything. Um, but all the other Nintendo like characters, what do you get? You go to Toys R Us, you can get like Mario, Luigi, and Bowser, and those figures have only been out for like a year or two now. Before that, there was nothing really fun. When we were kids, I don't know about you in the U.S., but I had access to no Nintendo figures in Canada.
Well, the
Did
thing,
like
okay, no, okay. So I had to respond to three things here. Did they have individual figures? Yeah, they had some, but it was mostly just Mario stuff. Because the other franchises weren't really franchises yet. Because you got to figure it's between '89 and '92. Like nothing was a franchise yet. Second, oh damn it, you're talking about the world of Nintendo toys. Okay, if you want to talk about collectability, what's a better looking collectible? The world of Nintendo toys, which are nicely scaled and well done, or the little amiibos, which are just little rinky-dink, 2-3 inch things. Like, if anything, people should be collecting the world of Nintendo toys because they're about the same damn price and they're a much higher quality thing.
I
Thirdly, no, I'm not done yet. Thirdly, you said that they should do toys like Wii Fit Trainer. Who is gonna buy a Wii Fit Trainer toy outside of an amiibo? Who?
people that like the character probably based on her looks because I don't think she has much personality yet.
Do you do a Wii Fit male trainer as well? How many do you do? Do you make 1 million and then you're stuck with 900,000 in a warehouse? Like, no. Like, if you wanted the Wii Fit trainer, you should. If you have a hard on for the Wii Fit trainer, you should have gotten it when it first came out, and that's it. Like, I don't know.
Okay. I agree with you there. When Amiibos launched, they were all available in stores, and I remember seeing pictures even of Marth, Amiibo Trainer, and Villager. Like they were the last ones on the shelf because nobody wanted them. And you're right there. Now, if you wanted them, that was the time to get them. But the whole market has changed, where you've got so many like scalpers and opportunists that are now looking for the rare one, and they're buying all those. So it doesn't necessarily matter if you want it. Like in Wave 2 and 3, maybe you wanted the unpopular character legitimately, but you can't get it because now there's like essentially a gray market that is now running, and people are just hoarding the rare ones. And Nintendo's not going to part because obviously there's not that much interest in these less popular figures. So the game has changed since.
So then they should make more. So so basically, Nintendo should make more for the people who didn't buy the Wii Fit trainer at first, just to appease them instead of focusing on future. See, no, that logic is terrible.
All right, so how do you
If,
appease
if
the
you
people
wanted
that
it, you should have got it. You didn't get it. Piss off. You don't.
you do?
Who the hell wants a
Okay.
Wii Fit trainer besides the only people that want a Wii Fit trainer are the people who think it's worth money. That's it. Nobody wants a Wii Fit trainer and is gonna sit there and open it and be like, "Yeah, my Wii Fit trainer amiibo is awesome." Like, no, like no. The only people who want it are the people who want to get it for cheap and then sell it for high.
So, what do you think of if Nintendo re-released not the Wii Fit trainer, maybe a Wii Fit trainer in a new pose or something? Do you think that would attract the collectors, or would it attract more the scalpers again? Like, if they start like
Is
they're
it a
probably
limit?
gonna, yeah, limited edition.
Well, okay. Anything limited is prone to scalping. You think that Majora's Mask is going to be cheap all the damn time? Hell no. That's why people are buying 5 and 6 of them so they can resell them. That's been going on forever in every industry with anything rare. Look at sneakers. Look at for music heads, look at CDs, look at anything rare, limited, whatever. You know it's going to be a limited thing. So if you want it, you got to do everything you can to buy it. And if you really want it, pay your premium price and shut up. Like, that's how the world works, Daddy. That's how the world works.
Granted, I can't argue there. But is there a fine line? Is there, as as a Nintendo enthusiast, is there a nicer point where Nintendo can produce more to make more money for themselves, or should they just kind of leave the market as is? Like, how do you see them taking on
Well,
Amiibo going forward?
if they thought there was money to make, they would ramp up production. Like, people are saying, "Oh, Nintendo's the one, creating the short supply." Bullshit. The reason that there's a short supply is because the demand is outweighing the supply, which thus creates the sub market of higher scalp. You think Nintendo wants people to scalp these? No, because they're not getting any money off of that. So if it sells for their $13 or $1,300, they only get the $13 to begin with, or and it's split between the toy manufacturer. I honestly feel and think that it really is a supply and demand issue. Sure, they're probably not going at 1,000% to get it done, but I would say they're genuinely working their asses off to get these out in the market. But I mean, you just can't. The whole point of the waves is so that you're not releasing 50 or whatever characters at once. So if you want a certain character, buy it when it first comes out.
I mean, that is the biggest takeaway from this. If you really want a character because you hold that character dear, go and pre-order them as soon as you get the chance. It's a tougher market now because you are facing a lot of scalpers who are aware of the value. But on the other hand, this
Yeah.
this could do like if you look at Skylanders, Skylanders is in its 4th year now and is essentially what started this whole toy/electronics craze. When the first Skylanders came, it was easy to collect them all, right? There was, I don't know how many, 30, 40 Skylanders. Like, that was affordable. Now you're in your 4th wave. Every year, it costs you six, 800. I have no idea. It costs a lot of money to collect them all. So it's no longer like attainable for most people. So I think most people just drop, and that's where they start saying, okay, screw collecting them all. I'm just going to get the ones I want. So I think we're going to see more of that kind of approach to amiibos happen when we're at maybe year 2, year 3, and it's like, oh man, Nintendo's just gouging us here. We're at Mario version 3, where it's like it's the subtle. One's a jump, one's his fireball thing, and like every character is trying to get variations. And then you get the limited, like crystallized version of Link. And once the market gets to that point, I think we're going to see the amiibo craze start to tamper off.
You know what I would like to see? Amiibo functionality in the freaking games, because that's why I buy the damn things, not because of a freaking collectible. I buy games to play games.
So
I
you're
buy
not
toys that are supposed to.
so you're not satisfied with the Smash integration?
No, it sucks. You know what I should be able to do? You know what would make it all worthwhile to me? A simple mode. Put an online mode in where it's your amiibo versus another person's amiibo. Because the amiibos react to how you fight against them. You train them, you level them up, and put that freaking mode in. And that would be so much fun just to sit back and watch something you've trained, see how it does. And you could even put that in competitive gaming, because if I play a Little Mac amiibo and you play a Little Mac amiibo and we both get them to level 50, they're going to play differently because it's based on how you fight it. To what degree? I mean, I don't really know. I don't really know the technical specs of the amiibo or whatever, but I mean that would be freaking awesome. Like, I don't care about just training it to get level 50 and then watching the computer, fight against or something. Like I want to use it. I want to use it. Like that's not using it to me. But then I also think that's because aside from that mode that they should include that I just mentioned, there's not really much you can do with 50 some odd characters at once.
Like, you mean 50 amiibos? Like you're
Yeah, I
saying
mean,
there's not. Yeah.
well, I can't think off the top of my head how many characters there are in Smash. I don't have my
No,
3D.
I
I
like
think it's like 50 something, isn't it?
48 or something. I don't know. But yeah, I love that
Something.
idea. That would be cool to see, like, your pet essentially fighting another pet. And that would, obviously, that's an idea that would work so well in Pokemon. Maybe with, like, Pokken Tournament, if they would release an amiibo line for that, like, you're right. Like, it would be an awesome idea, just like a Pokemon MMO, or using the Wii U gamepad as a Pokedex. Like, there's just so many ideas that's like, why
Right.
aren't they doing this?
Well, who knows? I mean, they might be.
Might be. Yeah, I don't know how
I think it's
difficult that would be to do.
probably damn difficult. I need another drink. I didn't bring any additional up here.
All right. If you want to go grab one, I will take either questions from the chat while you're away. So take a quick
Do that.
minute break.
All
Yeah.
right, I'll be right back.
All right. So anyone joining, if you have any topic that you would like to toss up to Shawn and I, we usually just hammer it out. And since it is one-on-one, there is no third party other than you guys to say really who wins the topic. And it's not really that much of a competition. It's just to share different points of views and ideas on Nintendo topics or any other gaming or non-gaming related topics. So while Shawn is off getting a drink, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Amiibos, Amiibo scalping, or the Amiibo market? I know you guys have had quite the active chat going around on Amiibos. I have been trying to keep an eye on it. And the earlier topic that we were discussing was Nintendo and mobile gaming. Is mobile gaming on the decline? Is it here to stay? Has it reached its peak? Should Nintendo integrate its franchises into mobile games? Let's hear your thoughts on that. And again, if you're just joining us, this is the new podcast on Nintendo Enthusiast that we're dubbing Class vs. Crass, not to represent either of our characters, but mainly to give myself an excuse to have wine at this podcast. And every week, Shawn and I get together and we hammer out some topics that we've selected throughout the week for each other to hash out. Hear that, Shawn? Jason wins 90% of the time.
That dude's drunk as hell and possibly on methamphetamines. Hold on, I need something to put in my portable NES.
What? You're not going to game on the podcast, are you?
Of course I am.
I better have your full attention.
I've been playing this whole time.
Oh, damn, multitasker. So to anyone wondering, the podcast, we do shoot for about a 20-minute to a 1-hour window. So we still have plenty of time to discuss anything that could be on your minds or a few other topics.
I got something to talk about.
Yeah, shoot.
What do you think about the $1,300 Walkman from Sony?
Hang on. Oh, I think it's crazy. I would never pay for it because I don't value sound quality that much. I mean, I've got this shitty headset. I pay $40 for my other headset. I don't pay that. But it makes sense to someone who appreciates proper audio quality, I would imagine. There gets a point where you pay like more for very like minimal. Okay, so like my passion is like I love video work, as you can probably tell from the back. And like cameras are expensive, but at one point, like after you hit the entry level price point, the price really jumps up, and you don't get that much more from your camera. And I feel like that's the same in the audio field. So if you go on and pay $1,200 for your Walkman, whatever it does, all the power to you. I mean, if Sony thinks it's a good idea and there's a market for it, go for it. I don't see it. I wouldn't buy it, and I don't know anyone who would.
I think that I've said this on Twitter. The best way I've never played this game before. The best way to offset 18 million consoles sold is to do dumb ass things, such as a 13. I could see if it was like a limited production. This is a mass production thing. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, no, no. This is the stupidest thing. Ooh, this game's fun. This is the stupidest thing in the world, and no, no, just absolutely asinine. Absolutely asinine. You don't have okay. The only thing keeping Sony afloat right now is their games division. So why are you trying to expand into products that the mass market is not going to buy? You know what Sony needs to do? Sony needs to come up with their own amiibo or something. No, just no. Like when I saw that thing, I seriously wanted to punch my computer screen because that is like I don't. People think I hate Sony and I hate Microsoft. I hate Microsoft. I don't hate Sony. I like Sony. Sony's cool. But when you make dumbass decisions like that, like I feel for you, man. Like that's not wise. Why are we talking about Walkman?
That
Because
is,
it's about other things too, man. It's
yeah.
not just about video
We touch up
games.
on a few non-gaming topics. It's always fun to get some ideas on that. Yeah, because why not? As Steven says, the majority of the podcast will be gaming related, especially Nintendo, but we will toss in a few non-gaming related topics once in a while. I also saw we do have an indie dev that joined the chat. I forget his first name, but I know his studio name, Ninja Pig, developer behind Meme Run, is in the chat.
Oh wow, this just got very interesting.
Before we head back to a Nintendo topic, we actually had a suggested topic. What do you prefer, boxers or briefs? We won't spend too much time
Neither.
on that one. Neither.
I do boxer briefs. I get the comfort of a boxer with the support of a brief. So that's I'm about that life. Like that's mine. Like if I don't have boxer briefs, like I'm miserable.
Out of all the topics in the world, I didn't think that we would agree on underwear type.
Really?
Yeah, it's the best of both worlds. Like you said, you get the support of the briefs without the the disgusting look or the uncomfortable tightness of tidy whities. It makes sense.
Right. Thank you.
Oh,
That is strange that we agreed on that. Have you ever played Xenophobe on NES? That's what I'm playing right now. I got it for like $4 during some sort of sale. It's not terrible.
nope, I haven't. But that does bring up a good topic that I want to ask you. So I am putting together this the highlights of Nintendo Indies in 2014. What was your favorite indie game in 2014 that you enjoyed playing the most?
Enjoyed playing or thought was the best game? Because that's going to be two different answers.
Well, let's hear both answers.
Well, if you obviously watched the first annual 2014 Nintendo Award Show hosted by Sean Long, you know that the best game was Stealth Inc. 2. And I loved Stealth Inc. 2. Stealth Inc. 2 was freaking a Curve Studios. Look, if you see a Curve Studios game on the eShop, just buy it because they don't release nothing. They have not released anything bad, and they will never release anything bad, I think. Because they are just like another world of indie devs. But I mean, as cliche as it'll sound, the game I played the most and had the most fun with was Armillo with Cube Men 2 in a close second.
Way to keep it classy, man. Just because we call it Crass doesn't give you free reins to do it. For me, my top indie of 2014.
Yeah.
So there is one game I was playing. I actually enjoyed playing. Like I reviewed this, and I enjoyed playing it like more than I needed to review it, and that was actually surprisingly World of Keflings. By no means was it the best of 2014, but my God, did it have charm! Like it's a game where you build things, and the more things you build, the more recipes you get to like just keep building your kingdom. And I'm not usually that big in a Sims game, but there was something with World of Keflings that like kept me hooked. Granted, like once you beat it, there's not much reason for me to play it again, but that one surprised me. And for the 3DS, if you want to consider this one indie, I was really impressed with Mighty Gunvolt. just because I love Mega Man X, and I like Mighty Gun Vault is very similar. Wait, is it Mighty Gun Vault?
No, Mighty Gunvolt was the one I liked that was 8-bit. Azure something or
Azure
another.
Striker Gun Vault. That's the one I meant. Yeah, which
Yeah,
came bundled with Mighty Gun Vault at first. Yeah,
right.
I don't know if you've tried it, Azure Gun Striker Gun Vault. Oh my god, I'm messing it up. But yeah, awesome gameplay. Plays like Mega Man X, except instead of shooting your enemies, you tag them with like a laser. And you can tag them up to 3 times so that your electric attack is more effective. So you go around tagging them, and then you just hold like this your shoulder button or whatever you want, and it like creates a sphere around your character, and all this like electric energy just goes and hits whatever you tagged. So it's a very interesting change in gameplay.
I did not play that. I really liked. I mean, 3DS wise, my top two were games that came out much earlier in the year, but Retro City Rampage DX and that was my number one indie game on the 3DS. That could easily be one of the top games on the 3DS in my opinion. Retro City Rampage DX was the best, and I think second I had Bitboy Arcade, which was I mean the dialogue kind of went on too long at times, but the actual gameplay was really well done. You know what else was a really good game on the Wii U that not a lot of people talk about? Edge. It's like $2, and it's a really yeah. It's a really well done game. Two Tribes is bringing the shit with that
Rive.
that Rive game.
That looks awesome.
God Almighty, Jesus Lord. Oh man, I need that.
It's looking good. Like I kind of hope it's not like a game. It makes me think a lot of Scram Kitty and his buddy on Rails, but like just hyped up and just more intense. And I didn't actually get Scram Kitty until later in the year, and I was it didn't meet what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be more of a shoot 'em up than what it turned out being. Like I didn't like the controls as much as I thought I would have. I don't know if you've tried Scram Kitty and his buddy on Rails.
I don't think I have. I don't think I own it.
Yeah, so I thought it was like mainly okay. You're on Rails, you're going through a level, and you're shooting things. But really, the point is you're rescuing cats, and there's like different ways of rescuing cats. You either have to like collect 100
cats.
You hate cats? Yeah, I can
hate cats.
You a dog guy?
Yep.
Yeah,
sure am.
Hate dogs. Too needy.
Someone asked how Pierre Solar is in the room. Our reviewer, who reviewed that? Jono? I think it was Jono. For some reason, our reviewer did not. No, Pierre Solar. From,
Pierre Solar.
Watermelon.
That was Kyle. Kyle was reviewing that one.
Okay, Kyle. I don't know. Kyle didn't like it. Me personally, I thought it was good. It's not great by any stretch of the imagination, but to me that was an easy 7-8 game. I think we gave it a 6.5, which that's fair. If that's what it is, that's what it is. But to me personally, I think it's pretty good. The price is good. If you like old school, Genesis RPGs and whatnot, you can't see me right now because I'm switching out NES games. If you like those old school, Genesis RPGs, then yes, pick it up because it's pretty fun. It's definitely a throwback game, but
So even in Kyle's review, he said it was a good game. I think he knocked it for not being original, not creating anything. And he's saying 20 years after the 16-bit JRPGs, he says you need more than to just recreate. But I think the developers were trying to create an RPG that matched that time period. So if that's what people are looking, that sounds terrible.
Well, it originally came out on Genesis. It was developed for Genesis hardware. Like this is the HD version of the Genesis game. So it
got in 2010
supposed to be. I mean, why? What the what? I almost said F. What could you possibly do differently for the Genesis in 2010 or whatever? Like, stick the people that are playing Genesis games in 2010 want to play Genesis games. So if you're going to create something new, it's just like all the new NES games that are coming out. Like, what are those? What's the name of the game from Collector Vision? I can't think of it right now.
Not sure.
Shit. I'll just okay. Justice Beaver. for the SNES coming to the SNES from Collector Vision Games, and that Sydney Hunter and the Caverns of Death. That's what I'm looking for. Jesus Christ. Those are games that are geared towards the NES audience because the people playing NES games are the ones who want to play it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna do? Make a PS1 RPG for the Genesis? No, get out of here.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? You brought an idea to me and I lost it. Oh, right. In the chat, someone was saying, love Scram Kitty, very challenging with, which is something I look for in a game. And I was gonna suggest to Brandon Source, if you've tried, what is it that I just tried? Tesla Grad. My God, the game was a lot harder than I was expecting. Like right off the bat, I feel like the difficulty curve just starts like decently high. Like it's not for. I feel like it's a game designed for veteran gamers. So if you want something that's challenging, I feel that Tesla Grad is starts you off at a pretty good difficulty level. Nothing insane, just it doesn't hold your hand. Have you tried?
No, I don't think I played that.
So it's an indie game, of course, that relies on the element of electromagnetics. So like early on in the game, you get like these gloves, and you can either punch an object so that it's positively ionized or negatively ionized, or a plus and negative of magnet. So then, depending on how you punch an object, it'll either like get attracted to another object in the room or get repelled by it. And sometimes you have to like punch platforms so that you're like bouncing up across the room and getting attracted to the other wall. Yeah, it's pretty like good concept, good idea in a game.
Yeah, I've seen like trailers and stuff for it, but I don't know. I haven't played it yet. I probably will eventually, maybe when it's on a sale or something. Human 2 is on sale right now. Every single person in this room, how many people are in here? 20? Something like that? 21. All 21 of you. Go freaking buy Cube Men 2. It's $5, and it is so much fun. And there, I will post a link to my review in the room if you do not believe me. It is such a good game.
What is this marketing business you're doing in the podcast?
I saw that it was on sale for $5, and like it was so good. Everyone who reviewed it gave it a good score, but I don't think enough people actually bought it. So I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with people. What the hell?
Well, we're not all millionaires like you, Shawn. It's that simple.
It's $5. You could buy some bullshit mobile game for $5, or you could buy, an actual decent game. Actually, I think this was on mobile, but I'm sure it plays better on the Wii U. Really weird thing.
So we are coming down to the hour, Shawn. I don't want to stretch the podcast much past the hour because we're going to be posting this on our YouTube channel after, and I don't want it to be this massive thing that's not watchable. So is there any other topics that you did want to discuss in the last 10 minutes that we have?
God, way to put me on the spot. I don't know. Do you have something in mind?
No, I have nothing. So, I mean, if you don't have anything, I think it's fine to close it up. We can ask the audience if they want to see this every week. This is something new that we are trying in 2015. Shawn and I have, what is it? Class vs. Crass. The concept of this show has been hovering for like 8 months since we pretty much first met each other. We're like, dude, we need to create some kind of podcast or show that highlights our contrasting view on everything except underwear, apparently.
Right.
And yeah, everything we thought of was pretty complicated. This is the simplest form, and I think works.
I think it works.
Yeah, so I mean, we let you guys, if you guys like this, you want to see more of this, we could do this on a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis. Let us know in the comments, like the video, share with your friends, of course. So,
yeah, and come back Thursday because that's when the good stuff is.
yes, absolutely. So on Thursday we do have the Indie Corner live chat with the devs. If you don't know what that is, we had our first one back in November. It's up on the YouTube channel. Basically, Shawn and I sit down with a bunch of Nintendo indie devs, and we just casually talk about game making, their thoughts on the industry, their thoughts on other games, and you guys, the audience, can ask them whatever you like. We also have the Indie Gamer Chick, which will be running a Games Matter campaign in parallel with that show. And I'm not going to go into the details of that because I just don't know them that well, but basically you can pretty much get
free shit. Free shit.
You get free games if you talk about it on social media. There's more to it than that. You can check out the link. I don't know, Sean, if you can post it for me. We have all this information on NintendoEnthusiast.com. But yeah, we've got some great developers lined up this Thursday, 7 p.m. We've got Image and Form developers behind SteamWorld. We've got Jules, the developer behind Zeodrifter, Moon Chronicles. If you don't know him, he's with Renegade Kid. We've got Mike from RC Maniacs, Lewis from Luvision, who worked with RC Maniacs on their latest Block Drop X Twisted Fusion. And I am not going to forget his name. It is Thomas Hopper. He's a relatively new indie dev to the Nintendo platform, has 18 games under his belt, and he's working on Factotum, which looks like an interesting puzzle game. So do tune in for that this Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Did you say Jules?
Jules, yeah, Jules from Renegade Kid will be here as well.
Yeah,
I did say him. So we got 5 devs and Sean and myself. So thanks, Pro, for asking when is the next Make a Gamer Out of Lee. That is my personal show, actually, so it doesn't get posted on Nintendo Enthusiast anymore. It's the pilot. And I was actually editing that all weekend. I'm aiming to have it released on Wednesday on my channel. So if you want to actually see more episodes, you need to subscribe to my channel, which is going to be linked in the chat room as well. Than that, I appreciate
Yeah, and for someone said that they should have Q&A at the end. Like, I mean, technically, we still got 5 minutes. If you want to ask some shit, go ahead. I don't care. Go ahead and ask. Yeah, I mean, really, technically, they got 10 minutes because we started 5 minutes early. Our YouTube thing is at 50 minutes right now. So, I mean, it's the first episode. Why not?
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you guys are stuff, ask it, man.
For sure. Q&A, 10 minutes Q&A. Go. We will answer anything we can to the best of our abilities.
I cannot get this RoboCop game to work. And it's really pissing me off because I want to play some RoboCop. I just found out I'm off work tomorrow for my day job, so I think I'm finally going to review the FC Mobile 2. Because I've been meaning to do it, and I haven't. So if that was a question, then now I have answered it.
So how are you posting links in the chat, Sean? Because YouTube's saying I can't do that.
You gotta change it to just change the dot, like the period, to dot, D-O-T, the word. You can't technically do that. Do you think Nintendo should buy the Mega Man IP? Sure. I can't imagine it's worth much right now. The only reason it has any value is because Nintendo gave it, recognition in Smash Brothers. So, yeah, I mean, people say, "Oh, Nintendo should buy Capcom." It's not that simple. Quickly answer that, Jason, and because we have a better question not a better question, but another question.
I'm still trying to get my link in here. You're saying what? Answer if Nintendo should buy Mega Man?
Yes.
Mega Man has a legacy with him, is an awesome character, has an awesome universe, and Capcom doesn't know what to do with him. Get Nintendo's intelligence behind that franchise, and you've got another solid game series on their hands.
Hell yes, RoboCop just started working. Would you rather Nintendo fund Shenmue 3 or a new Mega Man? Me personally, Shenmue 3. Jason?
I am terrible at multitasking. Should what? Shenmue or...
Should Nintendo fund a new Mega Man or a new Shenmue 3? Business-wise, a Mega Man. For me personally, a Shenmue.
Yeah. Again, same as I said to my last question. I think Mega Man is a character worth investing. I think Nintendo could do a lot with him. Should
third-party devs make Amiibos? No, because third-party devs don't make games on Nintendo platforms, so what would be the point?
So you wouldn't want to see a little Drake Amiibo or a little Master Chief Amiibo?
God almighty, I was thinking you were talking about the rapper, and I was like, yeah, so I can burn it and kill him. No, I mean, no, there's no point. If they're not going to... Second-party games are where it's going to be at from now on, because I was just talking about this with someone yesterday. Do you know that making me turn off my RoboCop here. Do you know that Hyrule Warriors has sold over 800,000 copies worldwide, and Bayonetta is almost at 600,000?
I did not know that, but I just bought Bayonetta a few weeks ago, so I am one of those
Like
contributors.
Platinum and Tecmo Koei, I really think that a lot of these third party companies are lining up to become second party companies with a game on the Wii U, because they're getting money to put the game on the system. They're getting incentive money if the game sells well. So both of those games were really key. How Bayonetta 2 helped shape Nintendo's future. Like 600,000 copies worldwide okay, think of it like this. Let's say by the time it sells a million, there is 10, 11 million Wii U sold. That would be 1/10 of the install base, compared to when it came out on the PS3 and the Xbox 360, which was about 1/80th of the install base bought it. So I mean that's huge. Hold on, I saw another good question I liked.
I see a good question right here. Sync gameplay. I know people want to see sync. I want to see sync, but Shawn is our contact with the sync hookups.
Yeah, we got exclusives on the trailer. I'm just waiting for them to give me the trailer. So you're not going to see the sync trailer anywhere else but on our YouTube page and on our website. Eventually other sites will cover it, but it's going to debut on our YouTube page. So the second I get it, I'm going to put it up. I might actually hit those guys up tonight to see how they're doing. Do you think Nintendo needs to embrace the competitive scene to promote Splatoon and Devil's Third? I think they are. I mean, the whole Apex thing is pretty outside of their usual scope. So I think they are. Splatoon seems more like Devil's Third. I think is going to more sell itself just because it's a pretty Western. A pretty Western looking game with Eastern influences. Splatoon I think would do well with competitive, but you also have to factor in we don't really know. The voice chat, how the online's going to work. Obviously, Nintendo has a direct coming soon. I've heard rumors that it could actually be this week sometime. Actually Thursday, which would really suck. But yeah,
It would, yeah.
yeah.
Either way,
I think.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was interrupting your trail of thought. Go for it.
No, I think it will be imperative to have these games. Devil's Third is being worked on by Itagaki. Itagaki will do it right. Splatoon is being worked on young guys, so I think they'll do it right as well. So yeah, actually Splatoon's campaign is kind of interesting how that will work. Every time they release a new screenshot, I'm like, holy shit, this game looks awesome. Like they really used colors and everything very, very well in the game. Have you guys seen sync gameplay in motion? No, honestly, like the second I get the trailer, like of course I'm gonna watch it like once, and then I will upload it. So no, I have not.
And if you missed that video, I'll be covering it on Indie Corner, of course.
I have a lot of faith in those guys. They seem to. The teaser poster they made was really cool too. I think it'll be a cool game. I try to keep expectations and limits. Now Bob is saying that Devil's Third looks kind of garbage. You have to remember, Bob, that the Devil's Third footage we saw at E3 is not what the game looks like now. That was original build. That was probably honestly running on a 360 or PS3 development kit. Because Itagaki, if you follow Itagaki's Facebook, it's mostly in Japanese, but we actually did have it translated and posted on the site. He said that it looks a lot different now. It's a lot more polished. It's just like Hyrule Warriors was. Hyrule Warriors looked like ass when like the first screenshots coming out. Like it looked okay, but then when it came out, it looked a lot better than the initial build. It's just, I really think you got to remember, Nintendo does gameplay first, and then they do graphics. They do graphics last because they want to make sure the gameplay is good. So that's why a lot of Nintendo games, when you first look at them, you're like, eh. But then, when they come out, it's like, whoa, hey, oh. So that's kind of what's going on with Splatoon. All the new Splatoon screenshots look great. So I'm not worried about Devil's Third how it'll look. Nintendo had an equally powerful system with their cards come back, or with the fact that they let a broken game being released cause or with the fact that they wouldn't
taking a pot shot at third parties. And I think this will be
oh
our last question because we've got to bring it to a close. So last cue is
okay.
Yeah, that one. All right, you're chugging. So
I got it.
Okay.
The reason third parties.
I can say
go ahead because I'm going to take a minute.
All right. It's very simple. If third parties can develop one game on 3 platforms, so like if Nintendo's console would be just as easy to port as a Xbox and PlayStation, which seems pretty easy to make one game and develop it on both, then yeah, third parties are going to come back. Why not? They get access to a whole new market for very little investment. If Nintendo creates an equally powerful system as the other two, but builds it in some crazy way that you have to like invest in a whole new team to port your game, probably not.
You're wrong. Only because if Nintendo released a system that was equivalent of whatever Microsoft and Sony was doing, it just wouldn't sell as well, because the whole point of Nintendo systems is A, Nintendo franchises, and 2, different gameplay experiences. Like that used to not be the case, but that's obviously the direction the company is going right now, and I think it will work in the long term. You got to remember how successful the Wii was, and as unsuccessful, I guess, as the Wii U has been, it's still like everyone says it's the best platform for games, and whatnot. So I don't really care. Third-party companies could go to hell, because third-party companies are just like, they want you to bid and joust for them, and if you give us this amount of money, we'll give you exclusive DLC, and shit like that. Nintendo ain't about that life. They're not about that life. They're never going to be about that life, and that's why I like Nintendo. That's why I miss Sega. They're not about that life.
That's also why Shawn doesn't talk to the third-party devs for us.
I used to talk to Ubisoft. I used to talk to what was her name? Teresa. Yeah, Fuchal Freeway, Wii U. I heard it's coming. It's gonna be huge.
All right, Shawn. So obviously we've got a lot to talk about. So I think that shows that we can come back next week with another episode of Class vs. Crass, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on this channel, where you'll catch Shawn and I hashing out any topics that have happened in the next week. So I think Nintendo Direct is a big topic. We'll either be talking about our predictions, what we want to see in the next one, or if one happens this week, we'll be reviewing and sharing our thoughts on what we've seen. Do you want anything to add on your end, Shawn, before I wrap this up?
No, I'm good.
All right, so thanks everyone for joining. It was a blast. See you guys tomorrow on Indie Corner. Take care.
Later.